Hey guys, it's Markcoos here, and as you can see, we're back playing some MyClub. We're getting rid of some players here. As you see, Kion, the Uzbekistan player, getting rid of him. But yeah, in this episode, as you can see there, I have 1,220 MyClub coins, and I have like quite a lot of GP and stuff like that. Now, you'll see in a moment, I'm actually going to get a really good player, and I end up getting a different manager, stuff like that, because one of my mates bought the game. He bought PES 16, and he was like, I don't want to play MyClub, I just wanted to play offline. He doesn't play online, so he gave me his code, and he got the day one edition, because you know how games are. You can still get day one edition like months later. So he got the day one edition, and he was like, "Oh, you can have my club coin, you can have the my club points, and all that sort of stuff." Or it was a day one or an anniversary. It was one of them. So I got another UEFA Player of the Year, so that's minted. And that UEFA Team Player of the Year is Sergio Ramos, the player I wanted in the first place. So now I have Sergio Ramos sitting at the back next to Wellington. So I was like, okay, let's go out, let's get another manager, stuff like this. I've got 1,200 coins. I was like, I could go for Guardiola, but I don't have another good centre back. I don't like playing possession football either in my club because of the fact that it's really weird to play it. So I actually went and got Louis van Gaal. Now, I wasn't really too bored. I got Louis van Gaal, I also got Arsene Wenger because, you know, always good to have more than one good thing, and I ended up getting both of them. I was like, okay, fair enough, let's go play maybe some games with Van Gaal, see how he is. And his counter-attack is counter-attack long passing instead of counter-attack short passing. I like short passing, but he can still do short passing if you really want. So I went out and also tried to get another defender, potentially maybe get a good defender to sit next to Ramos, maybe not, but all sort of depended on that sort of logic. But because of course having Van Gaal with his a much higher management skill, it allowed me to play like a lot of my good players at one time. So I can bring Cabral back into the team at left back, play Neymar and Ribery and players like that. But in this particular one, I just let the roulette thing spin for days. Well, not days, literally, but figuratively. And it took ages. Like, I was just waiting and waiting and waiting. I think it was like, I had to go answer the door or something when I actually left. Like, I pressed it, had to go answer the door, came back, I just pressed it. So pressed it, and I was like, okay, I don't really care who I get because I've just spent 10,000 GP. Doesn't really matter. And we end up getting a gold ball. We were one off a black ball. So frustrating, considering I waited so long. And we ended up actually getting a alright player in the form of Jonathan Walters. So no, not an alright player, an absolutely horrendous player. Oh, actually, he's actually pretty decent. He's got really good stamina skills. His stamina is really high. So when it comes to it, maybe him as a backup is probably going to be quite good playing right midfield. But in this episode, we have two matches for you. Division 7, of course, we need those 2 points to get in, to stay in the division. We need 5 points to get promoted. And I was just going like, okay, maybe we could get some good games, potentially get some good games. Maybe not. Of course, we're not drawn a game yet, so that's interesting. So we've only won or lost games, because it was all like, basically, it's a win or lose situation for me. I don't care about, oh, let's go out for the draw, let's go out for the win. If you lose the game, then fair enough. But in the last episode, we got destroyed in the second game, so I was like, a bit more conservative, hence the whole point of, well, fortunately getting the ability to actually get a much better team helped out quite a lot. So we got our team strength level went up as well, which was potentially quite bad idea. But we get a thing against a guy called Hottie Snare, who's got Manchester United as his base team, and he has Alaba was one player to stand out for some reason, but you also had Sturridge, Theo Walcott, Daniel Agger, you had Hugo Lloris in goal. He had Santi Cazorla as well, he had Daley Blind, Manolas. I mean, he had a pretty, a good, solid amount of players. But of course, was like I said, allowed me to, playing with Van Gaal allowed me to play a lot more better players, which really helped a lot. So, it just allowed me to have a really good bench, essentially. But yeah, from the kickoff, I knew this guy straight away what he was going to do. He was just going to continue playing through balls through to Daniel Sturridge and Theo Walcott, and I was correct. So, in the 5th minute of the match, Garcia gets played through on goal, gets a strike away, and Garcia just pops in the back of the net to give us a 1-0 lead. And I was like, no messing around. Playing Van Gaal, it's slightly different. It's a little bit more like everyone's a little bit further away from each other, so it makes it a little bit harder to actually play short passing. But you can still sort of do it and play some good balls here and there. But yeah, I mean, the game wasn't dominating it, but it was like a really interesting game. In the 28th minute, gets ball Theo Walcott, plays a through ball to Daniel Sturridge. Sturridge through on goal, and Sturridge should have scored, but he hits the post. And I was like, okay, maybe just go and score a second goal away. So in the 31st minute, get a strike away with we'll get a header away with Raul Garcia, and Neymar actually pops in back in the net. 34th minute, basically from kickoff, he gets the opportunity, pops in back in the net with Theo Walcott after he sweats it across the goal, scores a nice little ridiculous tramp goal. And then like it was interesting because like basically win the game at half time. But when you look at the stats are so ridiculous. Now, win a game 2-1, but look at that pass completion percentage from him, 54%. Because every single thing he did was he got the ball Cuadrado or Walcott and just played it through to Daniel Sturridge. Through balled it every single time. And Sturridge gets played for a goal, he scores, make it 2-1, and then like I was like so annoyed. So about 5 minutes later I get the ball from Neymar, run down the left hand side and just run. And just ran. He tries to stop me. Eventually Neymar runs past like 3 players, gets a strike away, and I miss it. And I was like, no, that was the turning point. And I knew straight away it was. Ramos makes a huge mistake, allows Theo Walcott to steal the ball off him. He runs with Theo Walcott. I sort of anticipate him to pass it back, actually passed it the wrong direction. Gives it back to Theo Walcott. Theo Walcott gets a strike away. Buffon makes a really good save. And then like 5 minutes later, again, gets the ball, plays into Daniel Sturridge. Sturridge takes 1 touch, gets the strike away this time. It would probably have gone in if it was any other goalkeeper. Buffon actually makes a pretty good save. And then in the last minutes of the match, I should have stolen victory. But I was just really cautious with D'Alessandro. If I just take a touch and pop it in the back of the net, I win 3-2. But the game ends 2-2, and like I said at the start of the episode, never drawn a game. Now I have. So I drew a game 2-2, potentially should have won the game. I mean, the guy was just through ball, spamming it ridiculously. But getting that extra point did help get to 10 points. We needed one more draw or a potential win to get into the promised land of staying in Division 7. I don't know why I said like 2 or 3 episodes ago that Division 7 was easy, because it is not. I lied all to you. I'm so sorry. But yeah. So in the last match of this episode, again we get matched against another guy who has a really, I think if I remember correctly, it's a high rating match. If I remember correctly, we'll see in a moment, because yeah, guy had a rating of 454, and his name was G Nanu 17. Of course, his rating is quite less than mine, but still, it's higher than like facing off against a 400 rated guy. So he had Zlatan Ibrahimovic, he had Wesley Sneijder, he had Aaron Ramsey, he had Godin, he had Walter Samuel and Patrice Evra, he had Wijnaldum on the bench. But this guy, this game, not even the guy is not the issue. The game, like just the game in general, not PES 2016, but just this game was ridiculous. Now, this guy played a lot of players, tried to get a lot of players forward very quickly from kickoff, and it sort of didn't backfire, but it sort of slightly backfired. For this particular game, I decided to play Ribery at left mid and play Hernandez up front, and I don't think I played Neymar. Or did I play Neymar? I don't even remember. But yeah, no, I played Derar. But yeah, in the first 5 minutes of the match, the guy again trying like, not through ball spamming it, but like getting slight opportunities here and there. And eventually down his left hand side, give the ball to Viriena. Give it into Derar. Derar just plays it through to Hernandez. Hernandez plays it into Raul Garcia. Garcia takes 1 touch and just pings it right to the top corner like an absolute boss. And about 2 or 3 minutes later, get another opportunity, this time with Ribery on the ball, plays it into Garcia, and Garcia plays it into Derar. If it was anyone else, it would probably be a goal, but because it's Derar, I hit over the goddamn bar, and I was like, nah, Derar, you're terrible. But hey, that's just going to be an ongoing theme, eh? But anyway, in the 29th minute of the match, Derar gives it back to Viriena. I should have scored a goal there, but for whatever reason, Hernandez decides to run into the post, and the game just sort of slows down as Hernandez is like, yeah, I'm just going to hug the post for a bit. And in the 43rd minute, again, getting our strike away, getting strikes away all over the place. And I was winning 1-0 at half-time, and I was dominating this match, like properly dominating this guy. Like, it was ridiculous how much I was dominating him. The stats will tell you how much I was, because of the fact, look at that, 5 shots, 3 on target, dominating. But in the 50th minute, make a mistake with D'Alessandro, give it to Wijnaldum. Wijnaldum runs past 2 or 3 players, gets a strike with his left foot. It's a goal. And I was like, okay, first shot on goal for him, first goal, like, fair enough. But in the 66th minute of the match, Ross Barkley just runs at me. He plays it into Dermich, and Dermich gets through on goal, and it was the most annoying thing in the world because Ramos probably should have just saved it. But for whatever reason, Ramos doesn't save it. And then basically from the kickoff, I try and get a goal really quickly. And I take off D'Alessandro, brought on Neymar, and moved Neymar to the left mid, and put Ribery at attacking midfield, and moved Garcia back to defensive midfield. And he gets another opportunity, scores, make it 3-1 with his 3rd shot, and I was like, nah, I can't be having this. So, in the 75th minute, get an opportunity, Neymar having come on, scores a goal to make it 3-2. About 4 or 5 minutes later, Neymar again gets the opportunity. Well, he doesn't get an opportunity, but he picks up the ball. He's the one who picks up the ball, gives it to Sergio Ramos of all people, and Ramos just runs. And I was like, I'm not going to stop running with Ramos. I need to get this goal. Let's go for it. And eventually Ramos does a low cross, well, a really, really nice crossing to Neymar. Neymar scores to make it 3-3. And in the last 5 minutes of the match, Neymar should have probably got to that ball, and unfortunately doesn't get to it. He does. I was doing really. I was like putting so much pressure on the guy. He was just continuously hacking a lot of my players, and eventually in the last minutes of the match, I should have scored a goal. It was so annoying. Hernandez threw on goal, and I panicked. And I took a shot really early, just take one touch, and I'd probably go ahead and score. But we draw a second game. But look at that. He had 3 shots, 3 on target, 3 goals. Neymar got man of the match because of course he came on and scored 2 goals like quick succession. But so annoying, so annoying. But we got that 1 point which we needed to stay in the division. Can't really complain. But it was just really annoying. So yeah. So if you have enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel for more, and catch you later.